What's up, guys? Get to work. I mean, hi. Oh yeah. FireWood movie. The beginning. No, it is supposed to be -10 tomorrow, so should be a lot easier by tomorrow. By the way, if you haven't been following along, then I spent like an entire month trying to build a couple of things. So installed that, built that, and also built that thing. Now is the most exciting part. We'll actually get to use them. But maybe not this. This is kind of an end game type of deal. Right now I'm gonna start off with doing the firewood. We're gonna put a load on that thing and we're gonna try to run that bunch of material through the cutter. And the cut pieces, I'm gonna be throwing them inside a box, and once the box gets filled, we're gonna put another box. And the goal is to just kind of go through all of that. I'm not sure how far we're gonna get during this video. Hopefully we'll go through the entire thing, but I'm pretty sure something will break in half somewhere, so we'll get to most likely fix that something as well. But if nothing catastrophic happens, then we'll go through that mess. Hopefully I have enough boxes for that. We're gonna cut everything up, and once that's finished, we can start the splitting process. So that's another deal on its own. But right now, yeah, wanna focus on the cutting part. Now, I know I said in the last video that I want to build that conveyor here, but I decided that I'm gonna try without the conveyor, and I figured maybe I can fit like 3 boxes here next to each other, and then maybe I can fill them up, take them away, put new boxes, and if that's efficient enough and I don't complain somewhere in the middle, then I think we don't even need that conveyor, because the conveyor will only fill 1 box at a time, while I can just fill 3 right here, and we don't need anything else. So we're gonna start off without the conveyor, but if I see that as a necessary option, then we're gonna build that conveyor. Right now though, I'm gonna do it without. Same situation on the log deck as well. It's a manual deck, as you can see. I need to roll the logs onto the roller by myself, and if that gets really old really fast, then we also need to automate this section or this part. I guess it all kind of depends how much this guy is willing to work, you know. I'm usually very lazy, so I think we're gonna install a bunch of computers here, let those things do the work while I go play video games. That seems like a very good plan. But anyway guys, I think we can almost immediately get to work. There's only like one thing I need to do, and that's I need to tie these two together somehow. I need like a temporary connection, nothing fancy. The issue is that if I roll like a giant log from the log deck to that deck, maybe the energy involved, in kinetic impact might just kind of push this guy over or flip it on its side. So it would be best if that guy was tied down to that guy, and I need some type of temporary connection. I'm thinking maybe like a couple of straps, just tie the two together. That would be the easiest option. Yeah, let's do that. I think that that's a pretty okay option. I mean, sometimes the easiest options are the best options, right? I mean, let's be honest, if I wanted to build something here, then I'm pretty sure we need to buy like a giant crane in order to install that piece. It's not worth it. Man, this weather is just the worst. Can't believe it's gonna be -10 tomorrow. So actually one more thing. The motors, whatchamacallit, case drain line. I need to hook that somewhere. The best place would be to hook it on the tractor with a separate line that goes to the oil reservoir. But you know, I think right now I'm just gonna hook it up to like a grab like an empty can right now. I want to see how much the thing leaks. Maybe it's not even worth doing that connection for the tractor. Yeah, I guess it kind of depends how old the pump is and how much I use it. The last time I did a bunch of testing here and I did not get a single drop from this line. So it did not even fill up the line. But I think I used it for like 2 or 3 hours. Very slow drain. Put the thing there, I guess. Make sure it doesn't fall over though. Actually, that works a bit better. I'm gonna try to connect these two up somehow. I mean. Okay, so I'm gonna try to connect these two up somehow. That way we won't get any dirt in the oil or rain, and I can later reuse it. And sometimes having too many options is not good. It's just crazy. I don't have that fitting. I don't even know what size that is. I don't even have anything that will temporarily work in its stead. But luckily I have many other options. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep an eye on that thing while the thing works. Now, if we get a lot of fluid through the motor into the gun, then we have to stop everything and make that extra line for the tractor. But I think it's just a couple of drops every now and then, and the old Plio, guys. Yeah, that thing will probably leak oil faster compared to what's gonna leak through the motor, most definitely. But you know, we'll check on that a bit later. I'm not gonna remove this line just yet. Maybe we'll do that connection after all. It's probably not very hard, but I just wanna see how much oil we'll lose. Anyway, let's get to work. Okay, so I'm probably gonna get some sawmilling material from here as well. There's some pieces of maple here that I wanna cut up into planks. A couple of straight pieces. I'm guessing like that one perhaps. Could get some really nice planks out of that guy. And there may be something else. So if I get something nice, I'm just gonna put it separately. I'm gonna put them here, make some room here quickly. Look at that precision, bro. Wow. I can even go this close. What's up, man? Like a load of gravel here actually. The concrete step, it's kind of high, but and the little red wagon is kind of broken at the moment. Plus, well, I could use the loader, but I won't be getting up the hill, you know. I'm gonna get stuck there. But guys, I'm actually really excited, you know. Finally we get to reduce the volume of this pile of crap. It's been really ugly. Dude, I love this crapper. Best thing I ever did. Нахуй, вроде gravity race. Not again. What? I'm meditating here. Doing yoga and stuff. You know, I kinda don't like the steepness as well while going up the ramp, and then I have to lift it over the posts. I'm kind of afraid that I'm gonna roll backwards like a football. Maybe it's not the issue because I have weight up front. I hate these types of logs. They're just all over the place. Nothing straight. I think this would be like a perfect opportunity to test out if the roller deck even will accept such a chunky log. Maybe I need to pray some deity, like Gandalf. But no, right now I'm not gonna fill the deck up just yet. Let's go through that first. See how things go. Now luckily I don't have a lot of this junk. So somewhere from there things kind of straighten out. I should probably, just in case, smooth out the mod as well. If it's gonna be -10 tomorrow, everything's gonna freeze. Later, whatever. Hope you. Wakey wakey, you old fart. Surran peale. I'm gonna use this chainsaw to start things off, but guys, I mean, keep it a secret right now, don't tell anyone, but I'm gonna eyeballing for a new saw, and I'm kinda excited about that. I'm not gonna tell what model I'm gonna get, I'm not gonna spoil that, but basically I want something that has like a really long bar. Just remember, it's secret. Don't tell anyone. Okay. I think we're pretty much ready. Sorry about the darkness though, I can't really fix that. Oh boy, that's tight. box for these guys as well. I mean, so far, not bad. Dude, I need some help for this guy. That's why I need a bigger box. And I think this is kind of too big for my setup here. But I did plan for something this size to go through it. Looks like when the tractor's idling, then it doesn't have enough torque to spin this guy over. But luckily for Old Blue, I don't know why, but once you crank up the RPM, it also gets more pressure. Usually that's not the case, right? Usually it just kind of increases the flow rate. Doesn't increase the pressure. But I don't know. I think this is the biggest log I have on the bed right now, and maybe even inside that pile. I would say with a longer bar that log would have not been such a pain. Also the next one, I need to work with that a bit. It has like a lot of knots. Yeah, whenever cutting logs, I have to keep this thing in mind. I can't leave knots like that anymore. That's just gonna create like a lot of issues going through that thing. It needs to be as flat as possible. Oh, look at that thing. Who the hell got that out? What a moron. But you know, honestly, this kind of works out pretty okay. I kinda like it. I can just push the bigger pieces into the middle bin and throw smaller pieces on the sides. So I'm not really in conflict so far. Pretty happy. I mean, the only thing I have to say right now is that the logs are just absolute garbage. Should be cut up better. Was best. Well, kinda. It's not all bad, I would say. And for starters, my back is not hurting, and yeah, that's about it. Whenever I got large pieces on the ground, my back always starts to hurt up very fast. Right now, though, absolutely no pain. Feels like I'm sitting on a couch. Although it's very wet. Maybe I peed my pants again. By the way, I have like a little upgrade in mind, or basically these 3 rollers, I think they need to go. They are causing more issues to me than they're worth, I would say. For example, if I have like a crooked log, which by the way, if you did not know this, all of them are crooked, but if I have like a crooked log and it's crooking downwards, then that piece is always hitting like these rollers, and that's preventing it from moving further. Plus, if it's crooking downwards and I try to cut it, it's binding the saw up constantly. So definitely those rollers need to go. And I was thinking maybe like a steel plate to take its place, but it needs to be lower than the rollers, maybe like this much lower. That will give me some room and definitely help me out, I would say. Or we could just make that conveyor belt thing. But I think it's worth trying out the steel plate, and if that still kind of sucks, then we can do that thing. Okay, so instead of a steel plate, I figured maybe put like a plywood piece there. I mean, maybe it doesn't do anything, and then I waste like a steel plate. Now if this works out great, then I'm gonna remove the things later and we'll install like a steel plate here. There's just like a little test. Man, the last log looks like a freaking onion ring. Okay, so the plywood definitely helps, but now I need to modify the stopper plate apparently, because some of the dogs want to go under it. Now right now I'm kind of thinking that maybe that conveyor belt is a pretty good option. Then I wouldn't need to do this. I could just cut, the thing would fall down, cut, it would remove one chop from the list, right? But you know, then again, I'm not really like 100% on board, I guess, because this is not that bad as well. Now I may sound like a lunatic, I know, but you know, welcome to my universe, I guess. The one sucky thing about the conveyor thing is that the final cut, if it's a bit too long and I roll it over this roller, it's just gonna drop down there. And I would need to pick it up from the conveyor belt and just cut like a chunk off. So I guess I could cut it by keeping the majority on that side, but then the length would be like random. It wouldn't be the same like I have here on this side. I think we should continue with this setup right now. Definitely not gonna add those rollers back here because the plywood option is a lot better, but I need to modify this a bit now. Yeah. I'm gonna cut this shorter as well. The thing is too wide. It's too wide. Narrower. That's the word. I'm gonna mess up the vendors though, but whatever. Oh, shall no pass. Man, that sounds like some really fancy Latin over there. Sounds different. So weird. Now I welded this entire side first, hoping that it would, you know, pull the steel that way, but it didn't. It didn't. It's still straight. Look at that, completely straight. I mean, if you're not trying to mess up, you mess up. But if you're trying to mess up, you don't mess up. What? Anyway, guys, we're gonna proceed with the mission now. I'm gonna continue cutting this chunk up. I guess the better monkeys were wrong again. Look at that. Where is the -10 degrees, Mr. I don't see any of that business anywhere. So typical. Oh, now they're saying tomorrow it's gonna be -9. Look at that. I think I should probably clean some of these logs up a bit before putting them on the log deck. I mean, stuff like that. Dude, what? That's not gonna go anywhere. And what the hell is this even? Bro, I think you can't even run that through like a serious mill, or yeah, a mill. For example, I previously worked at like a plywood plant, and they had a giant debarking machine which would accept up to 65 centimeter logs. So like this big logs would go through it only if they were straight though. And dude, the logs would constantly just kind of get stuck in that machine. I would say during the course of a 12-hour shift, about maybe 10 logs would get stuck inside the machine. And if that happened, then I've been there personally when that happened, and it's just crazy. The entire freaking floor starts to vibrate because that machine, that debarker, it will not stop. It will keep violently eating into the log. Although the log is not moving through the machine anymore, the knives, they keep spinning and they just keep eating into the log. The entire room is just filled with smoke. That's why they removed the smoke detectors in that room, because 10 times per shift, the entire room was a freaking smoke sauna. Yeah, the machine is designed to not like stop. It would just violently continue eating the log away if the log would stop in the middle of the machine somewhere. And sometimes you could not even get the logs unstuck, you know, and your only option is just to let the debarker chow through like a giant piece of lumber in order to cut the log in half, literally. Now that will take a lot of time, plus huge amount of smoke, but it will go through it. The knives will slowly and gradually eat through the entire log. So I'm pretty sure like something like this would not even go through that machine. Definitely not. It would get immediately stuck. I'm not even gonna bother putting that on my little thing over there. I'm just gonna put it inside and chop it up later with a chainsaw. Not worth the mess. This though is a good candidate for a sawmill. Yeah, I need to keep this in mind whenever I do firewood material. I have to keep the material as straight as possible. The length is not important, I guess, as long as I keep the pieces straight, and I have to cut stuff like this off. This is a big no-no. I mean, I mean, I've been really lame here, I guess. This is just lazy. And guys, I got this thing like a couple of years ago now, and it's really great. I love it. Would definitely recommend. What? Who stole my dude? What the hell? Oh, by the way, although I have the grinder, I rarely grind the chains. I just go buy new all the time. I only do this right now because it's the only chain I have for the steel. But We collect all the dull chains here. Look at that. Someone remind me to go buy more chains. Jälle kadunud, noh, mida pekki? Sammast juba kadunud. If you're curious, then that's to clean the oil off the disc. It will make it better. Oh, by the way, Soviet chef.
I can't use this pathway next year if I put the shed on the right side as well. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna start hauling from this pathway next year. Most likely I'm gonna put the entire line on that path instead. A lot more room there as well. But we'll see, maybe we'll make like a custom path for that guy. Yeah, maybe a good idea would be me to make like a steel log deck extra long and connect it up to the roller deck, right? And while I do firewood material, I can just put the stuff on the deck already, and I don't need to like rehaul stuff from a log pile to the deck. It's already on the deck, right? That's a pretty good idea, I think. Custom log deck for the firewood. Excellent, yeah. Let's do that.
I mean, imagine that, but extra long. I could make like a permanent spot for this entire setup. I could put the roller deck there as well. We had that, I mean, we have that extra long log deck, put the roller deck at the end, and whenever I do firewood, logs from the forest, I haul them here with the tractor and the log trailer. So I could just drive next to the extra long deck, stack it completely full, and then you're ready to start firewooding, right? You don't need to do any extra handling of material like what I'm doing right now. I mean, let's be honest, I'm wasting a lot of time, effort, money, fuel, and even brain cells. If these guys don't want to get in between the glass, those things just go flying. I think that's actually a pretty good idea, honestly. Yeah, next year let's find like a permanent spot for firewood making, bedding somewhere over there, and let's make that extra long deck. Yeah, I think it's a lot better. Yeah, you could just immediately start. I wouldn't need to do any handling at all. The handling is already finished. I mean, when I parked this crap here, I already spent a lot of time, fuel, money, and brain cells parking it on the floor. But I could have just parked it on the deck immediately. Yeah. For once, Ants is making absolute sense, right? That makes perfect sense. What the hell? I mean, for example, right now, I need to swap out this guy for forks because I need to handle the boxes. That's taking extra time as well. And as we can see, time is in short demand. Or was it high demand? I don't know. It's wonderful, isn't it? Holy hell. What a mess. So bad. Yeah, I kind of remembered I never greased any of the bearings. I think we should oil the chain as well, just in case.
This is the best part, by the way. That sticky sound. So good.
Who even asked you? I guess I can fill the thing even without taking the saw off the mount. It's only like halfway. Oh, that's already halfway. Still should be faster than undoing it, right? But anyway, guys, let's go through that pile now, and hopefully nothing will explode. I mean, hopefully everything will explode. Okay, so I'm gonna try to plow through this pile. Gonna see how long it will take. Right now it's exactly 3 p.m. Okay, 17:27. 2 hours and 27 minutes. I think it actually... I don't know, guys. I think it actually went pretty good. I'm not tired at all. 100%. Just keep going. Stupid log deck is empty though. I think it should be longer. 5 miles long. To be brutally honest, I am kind of liking the setup right now. I'm not really craving for the conveyor belt, so to speak. I kind of like stacking them inside the box. Okay, that kind of sounds weird, I know, but you know, instead of 1 box I have 3. Plus I wouldn't need to use the bobcat like every, I don't know, 30 minutes the box is filled. I mean, bigger pieces is not really an issue as well, because I can just push the bigger pieces into the center bin and throw everything I can throw on the side bins. So that's not really a problem also. One little annoying thing is the chainsaw. The chain just kind of keeps spinning. I think I need to put some tension on that, maybe to fix the issue. Yeah, that's pretty loose. Also, maybe like adjust the idle speed on this guy. It's kind of revving high on idle. So maybe if I patch those 2 holes, then that's fixed. I would say the most annoying thing right now is actually the log deck. That took the most amount of time to go to the log deck, grab 1 log, and then roll it onto the rollers by hand. That took most amount of time and energy, I would say. So I think making like a log deck upgrade, or making a custom log deck for this setup, which has some chains on it, which would bring the pile closer, it would be a very good idea. Necessarily, maybe I don't even need the actuator part. I just need the pile to be brought closer, you know. It's really annoying to go to the back end of the log deck and then like try to roll a really banana log over here. That's the most annoying part. If I had the banana log already here, I could just flip it on the roller and it's not really a big deal. But if it's somewhere over there, then it's just a lot more annoying. But you know, obviously I'm not gonna start rebuilding the log deck right now. That's most likely like a next year project. But you know, right now I think I'm just gonna keep going, honestly, because that only took 2 hours. And I'm already like, when we started yesterday, the log pile was here. It started from here. Check that out, like 3 meters into the pile already. The sky is disappearing very fast. So I'm just gonna keep going, yeah. Plus we got rid of all the chunky logs. We got a lot more nicer pieces now, a lot more straight, less nuts. A lot less nonsense overall. Actually, at the end, we will get a lot, some of those chunky logs again. You can even see one here. Look at this guy. What? Looks like a boomerang. Straight to the elbow. But yeah, guys, I'm just gonna continue right now. I don't see point really. Well, actually, like maybe one little thing. I noticed that the log pieces are kind of long sometimes, especially the final cut. That kind of gets crooked at the end, so that adds like an extra centimeter to the length. I guess it's shorter, but this is 51. Make this longer. Yeah, 51 still. I was afraid that maybe the wrong length is set, you know, maybe it's not even gonna fit. But it does fit, luckily. This guy is 53, I think. Yeah, we'll be able to fit 53 here, maximum. It's kind of very close though. I mean, I'm cutting 51 and 53 will fit. Sometimes it's not perfect, sometimes it's like 54, maybe 50, 49, something like that. I mean, it can be lower, but it can't really be longer, right? Because it won't be able to fit between the thing. I mean, that's the worst that can happen, right? Oh, look at that. Looks like Elsa is coming tonight. Actually, I should probably clean the mod up. Well, I hope it's gonna freeze tomorrow. If not, then everything we did was pointless. Oh, by the way, Mr. Bob Crap over there. If you ask me, that guy is like that little bump which keeps the ship from sinking. I mean, it's just enough, and it does the most important thing, right? Such a wonderful little dude. I should buy more of those. Mr. Log agrees. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna be right back tomorrow, and hopefully everything's a popsicle. Look at that! Everything's concrete. That's terrific. Even the camera stand is frozen to the ground. What? No. Such a Eastern European weather. Good thing I did not forget about the smoothing part. This is a bit better to drive on. Okay guys, so I don't have a lot of time right now, maybe a bit less than 2 hours. I'm gonna do a bit of cocaine modding, and then I have to go pick up Supermom. It's gonna be Christmas in a couple of days, so she's gonna be staying here, and she's gonna see the contraption I built for the first time as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Actually guys, I really like that static holder and the roller which is pressing down on the log. So that really works. That works really great, and I'm really glad I built that. And if I had a hydraulic clamp, then I would have needed to do like an extra step with every cut. This is automatic, this is much better. I think the counterweight is perfect as well. asjad jumala hea koha peal. Vede right. Sinu sitama põletad enne vähe. Fuck you! Guys, while I'm working, I'm getting these new ideas constantly. And I'm not sure if it's all worth mentioning. Maybe some of them are crap. We'll talk about it later. Yeah, I definitely need like at least minimum 5 boxes if I want to empty an entire deck. I need to keep this in mind, I guess. But guys, I'm really loving this at the moment. This is such joy. However, couple of new ideas that popped in the head. they both have something to do with the conveyor belt thing. And putting the belt down there gives me 2 additional issues that I don't need. And one of them is the final cut, that's gonna be annoying, and the other is the box getting full too fast. So I need to use the bobcat like every, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that. That's what it takes to fill one box, roughly. Now with this new idea, I can actually resolve one of those, and that's the final cut problem. And that would be not putting the belt down there, but rather on the side, which would take it there. So I would just kind of cut, push the log on the belt, cut, push the log on the belt. I mean, that would work out pretty good as well, right? However, that's still not going to resolve the box getting full too fast issue. I mean, for one log deck load, I would need to fire up the bobcat freaking 5 times to move the box. I mean, to reload the box. Now, that's something I definitely don't want to do. I mean, it's just kind of, I would just like to keep working, you know. I don't want to stop all the machinery, go to the pop crap, do a bunch of that crap, and then come back to this crap. It's just not worth it, I think. So right now, the box method seems like a pretty good option, unless I can fix that box getting full issue. Well, I guess we could put like the loader with a giant bucket and let the conveyor drop the logs into that thing. That will fit more, definitely. However, I would need to dump it on the ground, and I don't want to dump these guys on the ground. One very simple reason. And then being inside the box, it's a lot easier to handle, you know. I don't need to bend over. That's what I'm trying to say. If they were in a pile in the ground, you would not start from the top, right? You would start from the edge, and you just keep working towards the top, and you will be bending over with every freaking log. But from here, you know, from here I can just grab it, and you maybe at the very bottom you need to do some bending action, but most of the gauge you don't really need to bend that much. So back will be straight most of the time. This is a lot better, I would say. Yeah, the box option seems like a pretty good option at the moment. And I think I'm not gonna benefit much from the conveyor idea. Although it's a good idea, I think I'm personally not gonna benefit from that at the moment. Oh, by the way, I had another idea as well. You know, whenever I'm gonna install this thing on a permanent location, I figured maybe I could put it like at an elevated position, so I could just kind of push the log off a ramp and let it fall into something. And that way I could avoid building a conveyor belt, but the issue remains. Whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna go pick up Superman now, and then I'm just gonna continue. I wanna see if 5 gauges is enough for one load. I think it's gonna fit. But you know, hey, maybe later we can get Superman down here as well. Maybe she can try the contraption out. How cool would that be? I don't think she has ever done firewood before. I may be wrong on that. I mean, she's a country girl after all. Be right back. Good news, guys. Superman bought me like a pair of some winter gloves. How sweet is that, man? Now I don't need to use 10 pairs of socks anymore in order to stay warm. Also, I'm kind of glad that she came. You know, this piece of crap zipper just, I don't know, died on me. Doesn't work anymore. Man, I bought this fancy chest diaper last year, and it already has like more holes in it than I know the Kirvet's body has like rust holes. You can't even compare the two. This is just garbage. I'm kind of hoping that Supermom may be able to fix that, the main zipper at least. If not, then I'm just gonna zip tie everything together, because this is BS. I need to stay warm. Oh, by the way, I definitely wanna add this to a permanent spot. Yeah, I don't want to move it around. Actually, I wanna have like a permanent spot with permanent lights, just like I have the Sawmill. I just kind of press a button. I don't need to have any temporary wires anywhere. I don't need to put lights on the tractor, which will immediately fall off after starting the thing. Flip the switch, and just like I have for the Sawmill. Roof, maybe even a roof, who knows, maybe that's not necessary. How cool is this? I want something there as well. I'm gonna have my main workshop over there, which is gonna probably end up somewhere here. It's gonna be a bit wider, but it's just behind the workshop. I could install the Unspans FireWood processor 5 million. Right? I think that's an excellent idea as well. Bro, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm making so much sense in this video. I'm making so much sense that it's not making any sense anymore. What? Or stall. Mis jebbi, dat gebeurt. plötsu tegema. Ette nüüd.
No sulle sattusid kõige raskemad, jah?
Kahelt puud peab lükkama.
Ei pea, mina tavaliselt keeran neid. Aga noh, mõned on nii jätrikud, et need ei anna keerata. Ei ole vaja, juba olemas.
Hakkas meeldima.
Hakkas meeldima või?
Jah.
Ma ütlen, kahekesi on seda tööd palju lihtsam teha. Üks jobu seal saeb ja teine jobu siin keerab ette.
No sina sae, mina keeran ette. Ja see saag, milline see vana saag nüüd või?
See on vana saag, jah?
Ja see on kohe sulle sinna külge pandud või?
No see siin on fikseeritud niimoodi, jah, et ta ära ei kuku ja saad saagida ja vajub ise tagasi ka ja...
Jumalast hea. Ma ei tea, kus see tarkus tuli? Minult vist.
Cartoon Network. Dexter's Laboratory.
Minult tuli see tarkus. Ants, pants. Äkki. Ei anna sellega võrrelda, mis see vana väike pisikene oli.
See töötab ka niimoodi, et ühendad traktoriga ära ja siis lihtsalt mängid siin kangidega. Good job.
Tšau.
Superman approves. No, that's just the best feeling ever, you know. If she's happy, then everyone's happy. By the way, guys, I have some new ideas. The chain is a bit dull, but maybe I can finish that load. Well, I guess we know why the chain is all. Stupid shaft. Stop slipping. See guys, we actually had to fix something. But yeah, it looks like about 5 boxes is perfect. You know, for one deck load. They'll nicely fit into 5 boxes. I just gotta keep this in mind. Because I don't have to do like an extra step with the Bobcat. I can load the deck up nicely and do my cutting business, empty the deck nicely, and then load the deck up again and then change out for forks. Save a bit of time there. It's really annoying to change the attachment on that thing. I should probably definitely buy like another skid steer, considering how much I need it. I mean, if that guy broke down on me right now, I would just literally start crying. Oh, Mr. Gandalf, make sure that my skid steer does not break down. But you know, about the line itself, I'm kind of surprised. Other than the shaft slip plus a little bit of hammering, everything else is working nicely. To be honest, it's kind of weird. Usually stuff that I build don't last this long. Well, right now, everything's pretty okie dokie. And I think I'm just gonna continue. Throw you guys in a little time lapse and go through the entire mountain. I don't know what else to do. Oh, I kind of mentioned that I have some new ideas, but I already forgot, so I made myself write them down just in case. What the hell? Dude, I really suck at this. What is that supposed to mean? Hamster, drive off a cliff, a new idea. What type of crap is this? What does this mean? I can't even remember that. Now I know myself. When I get a new idea, I need to write it down, because 5 minutes later I already forgot what I was dreaming about. But this is just hopeless. What does hamster mean? Yeah, I'm so hopeless. I think I'm gonna get Alzheimer's 5.0 by the time I'm, I don't know, 30. Oh wait, I'm 35. What? When did that happen? Oh, hamster, now I remember. It was something to do with the old blue, yeah. Oh yeah. Guys, using the old blue for the powered roller deck, amazing. No, speed-wise, power-wise, it's like a perfect match. But you know, it does have like a little problem, I would assume. The guy has like a diesel engine, so it's not really using a lot of fuel, but you know, at the same time, look at that mess. This guy has more oil leaks than the, what would be a good comparison? All right, this guy has more oil leaks than the Ackerman has O-rings. Yeah, that's a very good comparison right there. So during the course of this entire cutting process, I went through about 3 or 4 liters of engine oil, bro. I think like 3.5 of that is down there, and everything else just came out of the chimney. Yeah, that guy, it works fine, but it leaks more oil than it uses freaking diesel to run the engine. And usually that's not like good. Well, I guess you could suggest like, hey ants, maybe fix the stupid leaks instead of complaining about the leaks. What are you on, high? Dude, you cannot fix the leaks on this guy. If you patch up one hole, 7 new holes take their place. It's just hopeless. There's so many leaks on this guy. It's just a lot easier to just pour new liquids in. That's why I only use this guy for like, not continuously. I just do like short trips with it, so that's fine. But if you run the guy for like 4 hours straight, then that may be a problem. And oh yeah, the hamster, I haven't got that far yet. So I was thinking maybe get like one of those hydraulic motors with a reservoir. I'm not really sure what they're called in English. In Estonian they're called hydrojaam. I'm pretty sure there are even two 30-volt versions of that thing, and you can just kind of, I don't know, put it somewhere under there, flip the switch, pump will be pumping, and then you can use the thing with the electric power. Wouldn't need to use the old blue whatsoever. And you know, considering the guy can nicely power this thing, we don't even need like a very powerful hydraulic pump for this setup, right? It needs to be a very low volume, low pressure, something very cheap most likely will do. I mean we can probably even hook up like a hamster wheel to the hydraulic pump and let that guy power this entire thing. I think that would even work out pretty good, because considering how messed up that tractor is. It doesn't really work at all. I mean, it works excellently well, but the hydraulics are just very slow on it. There was the hamster joke, by the way, as well. I'm gonna try to figure out the next thing. Mida sa selle all mõtlesid? Drive off a cliff? No mida pittu rais? Eestis ei ole ühtegi kaljutki, kust alla sõita. Yeah, that helps, moron. I remembered one of them. The new idea. So, there's stuff like that, and stuff like this. So it's just an absolute nightmare to push this dude through that thing, especially if it's such a banana. It's just gonna go to the side somewhere. And the short ones, I mean, sure, they're straight and all, but you know, you're gonna get like a couple of pieces from there. Seems like a huge waste of time, right? So I think I have like two options with that type of material. Either I'm just gonna take them to the burn pile, I mean energy wood pile that's on the side of the road from now on, or we fix up finger remover. I'm not even kidding you here. Maybe let's fix up that guy, and then we can hand feed the smaller things through the blade, you know, stuff like this. And then we could add like a conveyor belt on this location, which would take the smaller pieces into a box. I mean, we could totally do that, right? We could totally rebuild this guy. We need to add at least 5 tons of I-beams, obviously, but we can totally do it. What do you guys think? I think that's not worth it, personally. It's just gonna create like additional necessary work for me, and it will make a lot more sense to take the stupid smaller pieces just straight to the energy pile, get rid of them there, rather than try to hand feed them through the finger remover. But it would be a cool project still, maybe. I mean, this guy has been my lord and savior for the last 7 years or something like that. This guy did all my firewood. He's a family member. I don't feel like scrapping him. But yeah, I think that's the idea. About the cliff thing though, I have no idea what the crap that means. Should probably write more information down next time, right? Maybe by the end of the movie we'll figure it out. But guys, I think let's just like do a quick time lapse from here on out. I don't really have anything left to add. We've went through more than half of the material so far. Everything's still working. Put them nicely inside the box. Nothing's broken. I think we can just put some dunes on and skip to the end. What bunch of crap, man. Oh, Dios mío. Stupid ass wood. When will that crap run out? Dude, I had no idea that this tractor had like foldable windows which go inside. Also, I modified the cab a bit. Look at that, much better now. Man. Stupid hell. Oh. What happened there? There's so much collateral damage that I'm not even mad anymore. I think something's changing. Luckily we're almost out. Definitely not firewood.
tere, kuidas ma selle tagasi panen? Täitsa jobu, sest enne vaatasin just, et kurat, aken on mööda järve. Ja siis lööd siia puuga sisse, noh, või noh. Seda jobu ei pane siia tagasi. Seda peab ka ära. Kõik kõveraks lükatud ja kuidas sa panete siia tagasi? Tere, siin mingit haamrit ei ole kuskil. It's like you're trying to fit a square, a bigger square through a smaller square. What? Yeah. I give up. I don't know. Piss off. What type of math do you need? I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna put this thing aside before I drive Joseph over it. Maybe Steve knows how to install that piece of shit. Well, I think I needed some extra ventilation. Oh my. The hell has ended. Man. Just when I started to like this crap. What? Don't worry guys, this is one of those rare weather anomalies.
You know the one. The thing that you witness once per week. I mean lifetime. Essentially it's like a optical illusion, I guess. I mean, to the viewer it might look like a bunch of shit. I mean wood. But in reality it's just nice green grass. And Supermom is also there somewhere. Now in order to get rid of the illusion, you need to use an ancient magic trick. You need to use fire, and that thing will dispense the illusion effect. It will turn everything into nice green grass. That's what I'm trying to say. Keep in mind though, sometimes the illusion effect is so strong that it also affects the surrounding area. So everything you see here can be also illusion because of that witchcraft over there. But you just need fire and it will fix the problem. Ah, look at that! Yeah, I had no idea there was a stream here. Holy cow. Oh, that's much better than grass. Yeah, we should probably buy Supermom one of those mowing boats so she could trim the water. Stupid things breaking for no reason. What is that even? This thing is just so puny. You kind of cough on it and it just breaks in two. We wouldn't have this issue if things were properly built. Now, if I had to design this, then bro, I would install this thing there. Look at that. I mean, obviously I have to cut it shorter, but this will never break, right? This will never break. At least I should be able to fix one of the problems. Okay, just that's fixed. This is by no means an upgrade, by the way. This was better. However, they're pretty much both junk. UK blocks are the best. I mean, you may believe me or not, but actually that thing landed on that tree, on the maple one. The first tree. And Spence the sniper. Well, at least I was able to fix that as well. 2 out of 3. Oh, there's actually one more thing I broke. Something got under there and then I was lifting up with the bobcat until I heard a bop. Yeah, this part is just messed up. The entire thing kind of came up like that, folded upwards. Nice little crack over there. It's kind of bent that way, but I think that was already gauged before. And because I've repaired this once in the past, at least 2 times, I think. Pakita keyless chucks, guys. Even mod is more useful. Huh. Look at that. Action is going on over there. You got an even match. Three out of 4. Couldn't figure out how to install the windows. Although I installed plenty of those. But never a Soviet version of it. Still. Whatever. Maybe the extra ventilation is good. Look at that. Bunch of mushrooms. What a mess. You know, I have like a little issue with boxes now. My backup solution is over here. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 boxes that we can use. We just need to empty them. Actually, I can't believe I've managed to dig through that giant pile of wood. You know, the one we started off this video with. I mean, I must say, I really like that setup. You know, going through like material is pretty fast, but there are a couple of kinks. And I've already thought up several upgrades that I could do. Now, like I already mentioned, really chunky logs, banana, O-rings, whatnot. Those are just horrible to push through this contraption. I mean, if they get stuck somewhere, you have to like adjust and roll them, and it's just like a lot of headache overall. And once you get the log through the rollers, then beyond that it's usually pretty easy, because you get like extra traction with this guy pushing down on the bottom rollers. So that's very helpful actually. And now, although I need to like hand help some of the logs, that they will not go under it, so I just kind of give it like a little push, and then that's fixed. Now I could probably fix that by adding counterweight here, which would fix that part, but it would generate less traction, right? If I add a counterweight there, then there's gonna be less pressure over there, so it has like a little negative effect, I would say. But yeah, stuff like this, relatively straight. I mean, it can even be crooked to a degree, honestly. I managed to actually push some serious bananas through this line. Even to my surprise, they came through it. I mean, sometimes the piece of wood just would come out of the roller and it would like turn here. It would not go there, it was just kind of turn here, and it still came through, and I was able to cut it. Usually once you cut that banana piece off, it gets a lot easier. So, you know, so far I'm really happy how this setup has worked out for me. Obviously we can make it better, which I'm planning to do, but I'm already very satisfied, you know, because the result is right over there. And how long it took me to achieve that. All this material. This is the result of 3 days of work, roughly. This is the 4th day at the moment, so I haven't even started off the day's business, but yeah, this is basically like 3 days, I would say. I don't even know how much there is here. 21 plus 26 boxes over here. I'm not sure how much that's in firewood though, in cords, I mean. And my only alternative option was to just, you know, go at the pile with a chainsaw, right? Maybe I could have like summoned the Yanmar to help out, to pick up the bigger pieces, so I could cut them while they're in the air, right? Now this is what I'm planning to do with this pile. I'm just gonna pick them up, the Yanmar, hoist them above ground, and then chop them up to pieces. That's the only way I can go through this mess. But you know, it's really annoying. It's really annoying. I mean, I remember last year I did this. There was this giant pile of logs, and I just kind of went at it with the chainsaw. I mean, sure, you can cut like maybe like 4 or 5 logs pretty fast, but eventually those cut pieces are gonna get in your way, and you will be stumbling above cut pieces constantly. Plus the length will be different on every piece, unless you have like some type of a chainsaw measuring tape with you. Addition to that, you need to handle log pieces a lot. I mean, you need to take them out of the way so you could access the log that is hiding under a bunch of cut pieces. And you need to handle that piece, throw it aside, and later you need to grab it, either put it inside the box or on the splitter or something like that. It's just like a lot of extra movement that is unnecessary, in my opinion. I mean, with this setup we deleted a lot of that unnecessary crap, but we can definitely make it better. One thing that I would definitely like to remove in the future would be the transport part, like I already explained before. So out of the 3 days, I would say maybe a bit less than a day I spent on transporting the material from there to there. Yeah. Maybe like a couple of hours every day. 6 something hours I wasted on just transporting the logs. That's something that it took me about 2 hours to go through the entire pile, so that's like 3 piles I could have already cut up while I was transporting the stupid things, right? So yeah, removing the Bobcat transport part in the future, that's definitely my goal. And I'm thinking I'm gonna install the entire setup here with a really long, nice log deck, something that will even bring the logs closer to the roller deck. And I also was thinking maybe install the log splitter into the equation as well. That way I could like fill 2 or 3 boxes up stop cutting, go and move over to the splitter part and then split to 2 or 3 boxes, right? I would, with that way I could also remove the transporting the log boxes. I wouldn't need to do that as well, so that's like another thing cut from the workflow. And actually I can't wait, probably next year I'm gonna have it all set up. At least I hope so. Next year at the same time, hopefully everything is nicely set up. And I'm thinking I'm gonna finish that bed, and then against the workshop bed I'm gonna make another bed, a really long one, but probably not very wide, where I'm gonna install the log splitter, roller deck, log deck, everything is gonna go here. And probably where I'm gonna do most of the work, you know, cutting and log splitting, I'm also gonna install a roof on it. And that's about it. I mean, then I have like a permanent spot to do firewood, sawmilling, and that's about it, right? I don't need anything else. That would be perfect for me. I always hated doing firewood because it's such a messy work. I don't really like that. It's not my thing. But if everything's set up nicely, the work is as efficient as possible, and there's like really no problems to rage at. Like I was raging carrying these logs to the deck. I mean, that was really stressful for me. I don't know. Well, I broke so many things, right? Who wouldn't stress about that? But you know, if everything was nicely installed there, I wouldn't need to worry about that part. So yeah, I'm gonna make it my goal. Next year we're gonna have that thing on a permanent bed with a dedicated log deck, something that will bring the logs closer, and maybe also flip them on the roller deck. And hopefully we'll also have like a roof on it with some lights over there. I already can't wait. That would be so cool. And the reason I want to install some chains on the log deck as well is because you know, it does take a lot of time for me to walk over here and then roll the log on. Now while I'm doing that business, the tractor is just kind of working there doing nothing. The chainsaw is idling away doing nothing. Now I hate machinery if there's just kind of idling, you know. I want the thing to do some work. I don't want to spend like diesel or gasoline while not achieving absolutely anything. That's why I don't really run my machines like on the spot or let them idle for too long. I'll shut them down. I want to use the fuel as efficiently as possible. I don't want to heat the atmosphere, if that makes any sense. So if I had chains on the log deck as well, I could bring the entire pile closer and also flip like a single piece on the roller deck while just kind of playing around with the levers here. I could switch this one out with a 3 lever, or maybe even get like a 4 or 5 lever setup here for future upgrades, and I could actuate everything from here, right? I wouldn't need to go there unless there was a problem there. I think this would also give me like a speed boost. Additionally, also a safety boost, right? Because if I need to go there to turn the log, but at the same time there's like a mountain of stuff, maybe if I touch something and then like a giant piece will fall down or roll down from up there and it will hit me in the face, then that's something that I don't want to happen, right? That's kind of painful, I think. Well, if it was a very hard hit, then you wouldn't feel anything. You would just kind of go to sleep. But still. But, you know, I think that's about it right now. Let's just kind of continue, I guess. I'm not gonna end the movie just yet, guys. Still have a little bit of work left to do. This thing was really useful. I couldn't have imagined the work without it. See, I could totally delete this part from the workflow as well. Save all those brain cells, right? I'd say like most of them are empty nicely. It's like nothing on the bottom. Maybe like a little bit of residue of that hardener and glue. Some of them though do have like a lot. I mean that's 100 liters, yeah. Plus, dude, the amount of flies in there. Look at that. Holy hell, so many bugs. Everyone's dead. I wonder how they got inside. I mean, the lid was shut. Oh look, there's a hole. I guess that mystery solved itself pretty fast. What a death trap. A screw. Check it out, guys. Let's go build a concrete pad. I'm already ready. Kurat, see liimipask seal sees. Great thing about these boxes is that you can basically like abuse them and they won't fold together like a wooden box. They're pretty sturdy. Plus they will probably last like a decade at least, right? Maybe even longer. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of work done today, but most likely I'm gonna finish tomorrow. No, I would do it today, but I have to go to some Christmas market thing with the kiddos. Man, maybe I'm gonna grab you guys with me. Perhaps it's more fun then. I wonder how much fuel we've used so far.
I think the tractor is idling too much and then we're just kind of wasting fuel. 25. Wow. So far about 15 liters of diesel. I think, yeah, that's a lot more than gasoline on the chainsaw. 15 liters of diesel, how much is that? Like 30 euros or something like that. Kinda a lot, but not really, right? I don't know. But if the work was a bit more efficient, then this guy wouldn't idle for no reason, right? We could get stuff done faster. That's it. That's all I can tension. Look at that. The stupid nut where the screw goes through. That thing is garbage. It's just made out of Chinesium banana steel. I actually ordered up new parts in order to fix this saw up. Right now it's kind of zip tied together from everywhere. So we're definitely gonna fix this guy up. And we're gonna explore option of maybe installing a new saw on this thing. But you know, honestly, I kind of like this saw, you know. I like it because of one very good reason. That's because of that. And I can go under there without hitting any steel, unless I go like too far, then I'm gonna hit that. Now if I swap this chainsaw out with a longer bar one, it's not gonna clear the gap anymore, it's gonna hit that, and I would need to redesign that corner somehow in order to make it work. But you know, I would say that this bar, sure, it's not long enough, but then again, maybe like 99% of the logs I could cut, no problem. And then we have the really big ones which are problematic. So currently I'm not sure I'm gonna swap this guy out in the future. Maybe this is perfect for this setup. It would be great to have a longer bar, but then again, then I need to do other things that I don't want to do. What the hell? I can't wait until I can start crushing this piece of crap lumber with the Kirovitz splitter over there. That is the day worth dying for. I can't wait. I'm gonna go draw some. I'm gonna go JB Weld some sharpness on those teeth. But anyway, guys, now let's go check out that Christmas marketing. I mean, Ant's Pants has never been the one. Might be interesting.
Mina.
Okay, we can relax.
I would be on the floor immediately.
Lastel on hiiret.
Siukene ilus kuusepuu. Ei, need põlevad wifi'ga. Oh, näed, jõuluvana.
Sellega tahaks küll rotsutada. Ei, kui selle peal tahaks küll olla tegelikult, aga...
No nüüd jooksevad kohe.
Ma arvan, see on ainult sularaha. Ma arvan, et seal saab ainult sularaha.
See on seda. Ei, mina!
3 junky. 10 eurot nägu.
See sõidi liiga.
Oli äge või?
Mis sa tahad?
End of the journey.
See on...
Miks see alumine ots nii puhas on?
Sest see on kullast. Ann! Ära hoia sealt kinni, ei tohi. Teised ka tulevad. What?
The year is incorrect, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's 2025. I mean, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get back to work. Stop wasting time. I'm gonna try to wrap up this mess as fast as possible. And if you ask me, the video should have ended like 7 months ago. Kind of late.
Take note. That's how you start.
Fun. Holy balls, people. Look at that. The hell as in it. Oh, not really. Still got buttloads of work to do. Check it out, guys. The stupid winter. Decided to take a hike for the 7th time this year. Everything's wet again. What a buy a dirty little excavator, they said. It will be fun, they said. Saagi kätt, ma ei ulata kuidagi sinna. It works great as a camera stand, I guess. Dude, the -10 business was a lot better. Now they say this is gonna be like so for the entire week. Actually gonna get a bit warmer, and we were supposed to get a pretty decent storm today, actually. Hopefully Mr. Wind will blow all the mud away. Check out the sawdust though. Didn't really get that much right, considering how huge the pile was. And we started from there, from the tractor, and all the way to the end. So sawdust wise, not really a lot. Although it felt kind of weird because I was just kind of constantly growing like taller, you know. I'm guessing I'm like 30 centimeters higher than I started off. So this kind of feels low now. And it's just that's kind of strange feeling, I guess. In the future, I'm actually thinking maybe I'm gonna elevate this guy up. Not sure if a lot, but that should actually fix the sawdust issue, because I could get like a grid thin floor and sawdust will fly through the floor, and later I can clean it out with a shovel under the floor. So that should actually fix that problem. But look how much crap we got, actually. I'm probably not gonna clean this up right now. I'm gonna leave the equipment here probably for a while. The old blue guys. I think we should do a couple of cheers for that guy. Guy worked flawlessly, apart from a bunch of oil leaks, but it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Plus the crankshaft did not fly out of the exhaust, so that's always a plus, right? Good job, old buddy. You pulled us through a mess again. Pop crap as well. Very good. What's that? No idea. But I think that's about it, guys. I'm probably gonna wrap this mess up now. I mean, the video is stupidly long at this point, like it always is. But next up, I'm probably gonna start the splitting process. So we're gonna park that guy most likely somewhere over here, make some room, and one by one we're gonna start going through the boxes with the Kirovitz splitter over there. Now my Weber upgrade order has not arrived yet, so I can't really do that. But instead of using the Bobcat to power this thing, I'm actually having another idea, another machine. No guys, we're not gonna use the Kirovitz. What are you, crack? Man, we don't need this ram to move out at the speed of light. Actually, I had another machine in mind, and I think it's gonna work out a bit better than the Bobcat. Besides, I need the Bobcat anyway, right? I can't hook up IV lines to this thing, and then who's gonna transport the boxes? So I definitely can't use the Bobcat. Final conclusions though, I really like this setup, but it can be made a lot better. Definitely. That being said though, I think I'm gonna go now. I believe I don't have anything left to add. Oh! Dude, what? The case drain line! I completely forgot about this guy. Did not even check it. Oh. Wonder how much fluids did you get? What? It's practically empty. Man, there's nothing in there. Oh, there is something in here. Basically over there. So what is that? There's no numbers on this guy, but I'm guessing about a liter maybe? Guess it didn't leak that much, right? Interesting. I thought it's gonna leak more. Guess not. Good thing I did not install that case drain line. I mean, seems kind of pointless. But I don't know. Oh, about these things as well. The leftovers. Yeah. Now, last year I burned these. I did not bother to sell them or anything. I did not even post like a notice. But this year I'm gonna take a picture. Maybe someone will want these pieces, I'm not really sure. And for example, if people use boilers to heat their home, usually those fireplaces are like huge. I mean, you can definitely throw stuff like this in there. So I'm gonna put this at a ridiculously low price. I'm thinking maybe like, I don't know, 15, 20 euros per box. 25 euros with the box, for example. Maybe someone will buy it, I'm not really sure. If not, then I'm just gonna burn them. I need to scrap. But I'm gonna go now. kohe läheb katki. Natukene nagu peaks olema minu arust. Aga võib-olla see pole... Prille ei ole või? Ma küll ei taha klaasi silma saada. Ne? How the hell did I push this thing in without breaking it? What the hell? Every window installation requires some foam, right? Maybe I'm just gonna leave it at that. I can't get this edge in, it's just kinda cracking all over the place. I'm afraid I'm gonna break the window. It's just so tight. Seems like a home run, but it's not gonna go. Soviet windows, man. They have tighter tolerances than the engine pistons. Cheat code activated, guys. Did you just stab yourself? I think I just stabbed myself. Yep, pretty bad even. Oh man! Look at that! Another success story to tell the kids. Go away now, guys. Shoo. I need to drink my feelings down.